Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Swing Trading Show, the Wednesday show on November 11, 2015. The markets are quite volatile today, despite the fact that we don't have big numbers. It's moving quite a bit in many sectors. It's been moving down on the energy sector, up and down in the gold, enough to make some money intraday-wise. And there's lots of sell signals among the energy stock today. So let's start by what we have first. There wasn't much stuff in the news today, especially international news. Industrial production was slightly up by 1%, 1/10% in China. The US dollar is moving down a little bit. The Nikkei market has done strict nothing. The China market did nothing, but it's very close to break down in a new bearish cycle. And the London market was going up at first this morning until it completely came back down because Mario Draghi was supposed to have a conference. He did it. It hasn't changed anything, so there was some expectation about it, but finally it led nowhere. And in the U.S. market, we don't have much action there. If you look at the indices, there's a little pullback on the Nasdaq market, on the Dow Jones as well, but it's just a bottom, so it's just saving the situation so far. And the SPY is showing the same thing, but the TSX maintains its bearish condition. So it's going down in the short term and it's going down in the long term. So there is no sign of reversal anywhere out there. So there was a few news. Macy's was going down on its earnings from 53 to 56. 53 to 56, sorry, with minus 5% in the revenues. Group CGE is going up on its earnings, 79 to 82, only 4% increase in the revenues, but the stock is showing a new bullish cycle. And Kinross from -3 cents to -2 cents has jumped a little bit within its sideways movement, but it's what happened on most of the gold stock. We have no direction in the if you look at the daily chart, but I will show you right now that the gold has been the gold stocks have been moving up and down today. So the gold went down at first, and then up and down and up and down, and look, at the moment it is pushing down, while the stocks, as the gold went down at first this morning, the gold stock went up. And then the gold came back up and the gold stock went down, which is funny, don't you think? And after that, the gold did nothing and the gold stock went up. And just minutes ago, the gold went down again, so the stocks are catching up on the movement and coming down. So there was a big movement up and down, which HGU here and HDD here. So there was a little bit of money to make out of that. But the biggest movement came from the oil stock this morning, because the oil went down and the oil stock went down as well, provoking a lot of selling signals on the gold. So there's another news here about Anheuser-Busch that is acquiring SABMiller, and SABMiller is getting rid of his position on the Miller Coors and will sell it to Molson Coors. So both being a big ones and taking their own share of the market. And that's most of the important, most of the news that we had today. There was many news on the market. The question bar is open if you have any questions, so feel free to send it, because we'll have plenty of time to answer your question today and do whatever analysis that you need. So we'll be back. So I don't even know why the market reacts this way, but right now it's pushing up on the Nasdaq market and back up also on the Dow Jones and the SPY, while it remains negative on the TSX. But despite that, the energy sector is going down, the mining sector is going down, and the gold was going up and now going down. The industrial sector is down, but we have some increases in consumer discretionary, staples, financials, and technology. But remember what I say, it's going to go back down in the afternoon, because it's a kind of a game that is played almost every day since a while. While some sector goes down, the other goes up, and then they finally come back. So as I can see right now, the consumer discretionary sector will probably head back down here in the afternoon, and the staple sector, after showing that same top 3 times in the morning, will probably head down too. And as the financial sector will probably do the same, if it does what it did the rest of the time. And you know that the defensive sector is most of the time the telecom sector since a little while. So we had a few bullish signal on this sector this morning, while the industrial sector is still having some problems. And looking at that, if you look at the industrial sector, it's just going nowhere. There was a big surge this week when the rumor that CP would buy the railroad company. Where is it? It was here. So there was a rumor saying that CP could buy Norfolk Southern Corp. So Norfolk still stays in its sideways movement after the big increase we had on the stock, but most of the others are coming back. So will this happen or not? It's very hard to see, But at the moment, if you look at the industrial sector, it's just like not very precise where it's heading right now. It seems to be a bottom, and but CP is coming back down. You're raising more and more every day of that signal that we had before. So if the rumor happened to be the real thing, sooner or later the stock is going to go back up. But until then, it's just every day losing a little bit of that increase that the sector has shown. And there was a couple of others, you know, like SNC-Lavalin pullback is not very credible. WestJet keeps going down. And I had this morning Canadian Tire with a new low. Let me find it. Where is it? Bombardier is coming back too. A new Alta is coming down too. Finning has just plunged this morning, retaking its downtrend. And oh, where is the Canadian Tire? Then let me find it. I'm in the wrong one. There it is. Oh, finally, it was going down, but I didn't see it. It was going down, but finally came back up very strongly. And oh, okay. So it started down this morning, but oh man, I didn't see that movement. So we had a few bullish cycle right after. But it's pretty hard to know where this market is heading because you know, we have a little pause on the consumer discretionary. A bearish movement of the last few days. The energy sector has accelerated on the downside, and the materials are still in a bearish conditions. The mining has broke down this morning once more, and most of the other sector are very no matter if it's going up within their actual sideways movement, like financials, healthcare, industrials. And the gold, look at the gold stock that came back once more right here at their bottom. And it's now the telecom that pulls back within its downtrend.
Find answers to your questions by emailing your host at btm@decisionplus.com.
5 good reasons to manage your investments with National Bank Direct Brokerage. Commission fees fixed at $9.95 anytime for all clients and starting at only $6.95 for active investors. No administrative fees if you hold at least $20,000 in your accounts. Registered accounts available in U.S. currency. Powerful tools to help you manage your portfolio. Award-winning customer service and satisfaction levels amongst the highest in the industry. To learn more, visit nbdb.ca or call us now.
Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try marketgurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have my plus 25 on the NASDAQ, which is 0.5%, and plus 35 on the Dow Jones, which is 0.2%, and minus 33, which is 0.2% down on the TSX right now. So, and it's pretty flat in line with its a bearish cycle, that is a few days bearish cycle. And so, you know, it's going to make a big difference whether we take the upside or the upside or the downside in a little while. So now we have reached the top, I think, of the movement on all of the U.S. market. So we have a pretty big chance to see it coming down soon. And as I said about the energy sector and mining sector, it's going down, and there's no sign of recovery for the moment. So if we look at the mining sector, so the mining sector has broke down once more this morning, initiated the movement there right after the opening, because it first broke out at the opening and then came back down, and right now there's no pullback at all in it. So we have flat movement once in a while, but never ever had a reversal to the upside. So it still has a downward potential, and I believe the sector is going to get back down to the bottom here, and there's no chance to come back before that. So London's going to head to 375. Tech is almost there already, but it will probably touch the 585. And Dominion Diamond, we have no point of reference to how far the stock is going to plunge, because it has now passed very important support, and other support are years older. So I think the potential is until about $10, and it's 12.18 right now. And so First Quantum is heading for its 460 support, and Hudbay for its $5 support, and it's 570 right now. And it doesn't really look good on the mining sector. And about the energy sector, which is still going down right now, look, there's still some pressure on the intraday chart here, and can you even go deeper during the day? There were so many sell signals on the energy stocks this morning. As you can see, so many stocks went down, like Precision Drilling, and Livestream came back, but not many of them. Cardinal Energy, Gear Energy, McMullen Group passing a very important support level, and so even Suncor and Payson, Tourmaline, Smart Resources, Spartan, and Bellatrix, and Advantage Oil, Torch Oil. So, there was quite a bit of selling pressure on that movement this morning. So, there is no buyer on the sector. Can it surge? Yes, but I think there's still a little bit of potential in the downside for the next couple of days. And what about the gold? Look, the gold still remains in the same situation. There was no real credible movement this morning, and so the gold started back down, came back up around at 11, and ever since is going back down, being to the lowest of the day and the lowest of the last few days. So if you look at it this way, we're back where we were yesterday at the lowest, and we're even a little bit lower than we were in the last few days. So look, there is such an important support here, and which is November 6 to November 11, which happened to be the same support as July and August, while the stocks are still a little bit higher. And but I presume that if the gold breaks down to a new low for the year, I think the stock are going to plunge quite a bit again. So this looks to be a good bottom, but I have serious doubt on it, because the buyers are still not there. It's just very, very, very short-term movement there, what we've seen in the morning.
Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show.
I have this first question here from Armand saying, technically, could we see a rebound in energy stocks in the next few days? What looks good for a swing? Thanks. But you know, as it looks right now, it's we don't have very heavy volume on it, but you know, everything is negative. It's a lower peak we just had, and we have passed this support level here until we had a pullback. But if you look at that right now, it just seems like there's some more room at the bottom. So it is very early to try to figure out where we could have a good pullback. I think chances that we reach the bottom here are pretty good, and that's where we had the last surge of the price and the volume. That's where we reached that price. So right now, what I think is the USO will probably head to 13 and 12.50 before having a big surge up that we could profit of. And the gas is also back down on a negative movement. So and the stock are accelerating right now. So you know it's very difficult to know right now because the gas and the oil and the price of oil is here, while the stocks are there. And as we see the stock now, the stock today accelerating, going down more than what the resource is doing. So I think until we reach, we could have some slowdown here at this level. But I mean, I think we're going to get back at least to 165. So it shouldn't be within the next couple of days until we can profit of a nice pullback on the oil stock. And when you look at the stocks that are the way they are heading down right now, look at Bonterra. So it's going to this same bottom level there. So and probably 550 for Torch Oil, and 189 for Bankers, and $2 for Bellatrix, and you know, so and like Ancana at 830, 840. So it looks pretty well that way. Bear said TSX gap up at opening. Okay, let's get to the TSX. Here. Yes, exactly here. That's what you're talking about that movement. Pulls back lower, returns up slightly higher, yeah. Then lower, low, buy higher and high, and finally much lower. And what and when do we believe the signal? Yeah, but you know, sometimes you don't have to look at too short. Look, this is the TSX. Look at the daily chart. So you were talking about what happened today, and what you're describing today is this little bullish breakout, very small breakout we had this morning on the intraday chart, which is here. Okay, you're talking about this movement, but when you look at this movement here on an intraday chart, you have to be considering that it was just this. Okay, So it was not reversing anything. So you could have a lot more false signals on intraday charts, and then that's why you really have to look at both. So if nothing is visible on the daily chart, it's not credible on an intraday chart. You know, that's what I think. And so at the moment, the market is still in line. So actually, look, this line I have here for the last 2-3 days here, those days here. If you look at the daily chart, the intraday chart, that's where that line would be, you know. So that's why you cannot believe in this pullback here, because it's still under the trend line. Now that we have reached halfway up the downward movement we had this morning, since it's going sideways, now if it would break down in the afternoon, at least it would reverse the bearish cycle that you see on the daily chart, and it would make a new uptrend in the intraday chart. And as opposed to if it breaks down the other way, it's just retaking its downtrend. So sometime when you say what and when to believe or not, it's because sometimes you're just looking at one tree and you're not looking at the forest. So and with the explanation I gave you was that you have to have more than one criteria, and the first criteria is you got to see it happening on the daily chart, even though that you use a more precise chart. So this here was not credible at all. It was a way too small, because it was just the tip of that quote here. It was just that, and that was not reversing anything. Okay, so to avoid false signals in intraday chart, keep always looking at least at your daily chart. Hi Michel, what do you think about WCP to buy now for a 6-month hold? But what if it still goes down for the next 2-3 weeks? So then you'll need another 3 weeks to get back to the point you are right now. So, you know, at the least, we're trying. WCP is a White Cap Resources, and as I said earlier, we do have a lot of sell signal today, and WCP is among those there. And if you look at this energy stock reversing its trend, breaking its support, increasing in volume, showing a lot of sellers on the stocks and on that sector. I mean, if it's going to go down to 9.5, why do you buy it right now for a 6-month hold? So you better wait for another couple of weeks, and then at least trying to profit at a reversal. But even though here on the bottom you would have bought it, the next 6 months is a long time. Look, it went from $9.40 to $14 here, and it will probably get down to the $9.40, and all of that in between within 3 months. And now you're talking about buying a stock and holding it for 6 months. I think it's way too long ahead. Anything can happen in the meantime, and you could swing the stock 3 times in 6 months and making money with it. And if you hold it for 6 months, you can make big or you can lose big. So 6 months is not a strategy. Thanks for the forest view. You're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, forest is one of my specialty because I love forest. I'll be in the forest over the weekend again hunting deer, and it's the same thing. You have to look at the overall pattern, and you always have to think at new strategies, and you always have to adapt. So we have to adapt to this market that we have right now, because it's a funny market. And when you look at that every day, you find patterns that always comes back. But the thing is, you know, you cannot play everything. So most of the time, traders are just trying to play everything. Of course, I have to comment many things here. Because it's not a gold show or a energy show or a financial show. We're trying to serve all type of traders. So there's always people that loves gold, always that loves energy, many loves blue chips. So we're trying to help a little bit everyone. But I think the best is always to try to concentrate, to specialize in something, and stop trying to be all over the place too. Sometimes some people specialize on stocks that begins new things, and that's one of the segment that we are covering. Like this morning, we came out with this stock that broke a very important resistance here, and as it did a very nice movement, and if you look at that on the 5-minute chart, it was a very clear movement, and movement that you can make money on. Right now, oops, the stock had a very, very small second movement. So it's very easy to make or lose money in that, because if you were a little bit too greedy on that stock, you bought it there and you had to sell it there, and you lose a little bit, you know, or you make a little bit, but there was not big money there, and you never know. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So, but we have to be aware of those movements and check it. So right now on this stock, because this one has a very important resistance level, and it still is, since it's holding here well, next buy signal there should be very credible, because we have a very important resistance that would be passed, which is that one that you very hardly see, but we see it very well here. This is again is specialty, but you have some time to wait for hours before doing trades, because you got to be patient and wait for the signal to happen. Thanks very much for attending, and we'll be back for you on this show next Wednesday.